Hi! Content warning! Yeah, I wish I was at a cafe near my class. Take another sip of my latte, and glance at the couples filling the tables around me. Even my own best friend, Kelly, would rather be making Google eyes at that idiot she calls a boyfriend than hang out with me. Staring down my half-empty cup, the bell on my door rings, signaling the baristas to pay attention. Upon glancing up, I expect to see another cute couple going to steal my table for two. Instead, I catch a glance at a lone guy. I return to my latte, content that my morning would be interrupted by another couple asking me if I was leaving soon. That's when I notice a guy standing next to my table. Funny seeing you here, Lion. Mind if I sit down? Of course. Sure, not like any of them would move. I gesture to the tables nearby, hearing at least two more flirty remarks fly by my ears. Puck laughs before sitting across from me. I find myself at a loss of words. So, how's your drink? A little strong today. I think they may have burned the roast. Oh, did the baristas mess it up? My heart is beating so hard. What is wrong with me? I can't look into his eyes without feeling the edges of my ears glow red. Hey, Lion, is there something wrong? What's on your mind? Sorry, just lost my mind. I'm fine, just thinking about what to do for my project. Just lost my mind. I apologize. What did you say? It's just that there's this group project coming up. I'm looking for a group. Wait, what? I can group up with you, but we are running low on break time. Class begins in 10 minutes. Mind if I walk with you? He reaches out his hand to help me out the tall cafe stool. I'll take his hand. His smooth hands wrap around mine as I come down from the chair. Puck hands me my bag as we swiftly rush out the door. Where will I sit? Next to Puck, next to Kelly. You know what? I'm gonna sit next to Puck. Why not? Can I sit by you? But of course. I sit down next to him, take out my notebook and a pencil from my bag. I settle in to wait for the professor. I glance at Puck's paper. His handwriting is strong and pointed, slightly to the right with calculation as each letter is the same height down to the last drop of the pen's ink. Your handwriting's so nice. His paper only had a few words on it, name and date, as well as some peculiar long numbers. Why, thank you. Yours is rather nice as well. He leans over to take a closer look. You see that someone's handwriting can tell a lot about a person, such as your rounded lettering tells me you're rather creative, possibly artistic. Both beautiful traits for someone to have. My cheeks begin to grow warm as I turn back to my paper. You're right. I can see him smirk out the corner of my eyes. You think I'm creative? Of course, creativity comes naturally to those of intelligent minds. Say, if we're going to work together on this project, we should arrange some time outside of class to brainstorm. Yeah, how about tomorrow after class? Excellent! The professor arrives and starts the lecture. Eventually, the class ends and I'm finally free. As I pack my bags, I feel Kelly hovering behind me. Right as I stand up, she grabs my hand and pulls me into the hallway. I glance back at Pug as he waves, smiling. His smile seems a bit tight, but I'm dragged away before I can really see it. Kelly spins me to face her with an expression of disgust on her face. What is wrong with you? Are you hanging out with that weird-ass dude? He's such a creep. How are you not put off by him? Come on, Kelly. He's kind of nice. A bit pretty. Pretty weird if you ask me. He's actually really sweet. Do you have anyone for the group project? Yeah, he's really sweet. Kels, he offered to group up with me and he is actually really sweet. I think everyone's judging him too harshly. Your taste in men is weird as heck. You're a one to talk. Later, Kels. Kelly? Kelly? As I wait for Puck to show up, I watch as the tables around me begin to fill with couples once again. Every chime of the door's bells makes my head shoot up, hoping for Puck but never finding him. Why am I so nervous? It's not like this is some sort of date where just talking about a project. Or maybe this is his way of trying to go out with me. I don't think so. He doesn't like me that way, right? Hey there. Oh, hey. I must have been so deep in thought I didn't notice him coming in. He places his bag next to mine and sits down across from me, taking out his beautiful notes from class. I've been thinking of a couple ideas, so maybe we could... It's not even been 5 minutes, I'm beginning to lose focus. His hand glides across the notes, putting me in a trance. Puck explains his ideas as he points at his wishes, but I don't hear a word he's saying. I'm too caught up in his smooth voice, like a siren singing a song. I couldn't care less about what he's saying. As long as his lips are moving, I am entranced. Eventually, his eyes meet mine, and the heat packed inside my face suddenly releases as my cheeks glow red. Is everything alright, my dear? Yeah, why? Everything is perfect, huh? Yes, everything is perfect. Just checking. Say, we've been working hard for a while. Let's take a break. Just hang out for a bit. We've never really talked outside of class before. He takes out his folder and puts his note away, leaving the table blank except for our drinks. The silence is awkward at first, as neither of us know how to strike out conversations, neither about the project or the class. You seem like a really nice person, and I've been curious. I'd like to know you more than just a classmate. Perhaps hang out more often? Yeah, I'd like to get to know you too. You're a nice guy. Maybe we could be good friends? And they were good friends. No, you know what? I'll go for the first option. I think you're nice too. So, do you like to play video games? I'm playing one right now. So no. I'm kidding. Yes, I do. Of course. Really? That's awesome. How about you? Me? No, I don't typically play games, but I do play other games. Oh, like what? Tabletop RPGs? Nah, silly. I'm more into fortune telling. Actually, as a matter of fact, he reaches down into his bag and pulls out a tarot deck lined with beautiful, glistening gold. Ta-da! I love carrying my tarot deck. You never know when you need advice from somewhere else. Say, do you believe in tarot readings? I guess I'll just go with yes. I don't know what's the right answer here, so yeah. Oh, how wonderful. Say, would you mind if I do a quick reading for you? You seem nice, and I just want to ensure that your future looks as bright as you. Sure. Why not? Oh, how exciting. Let's see what your future holds. As he pulls out his deck, his hand delicately shuffles them so as to not bend the corners. In 3 soft turns, he reveals the cards. Lovers, Tower, Death. They read Towers, the Lover, and Death. He looks at me with a soft smile of reassurance. Now this is quite interesting. What does this mean? Tarot can be read in many ways, and each person has their own interpretation. Each card has their own individual meaning, but when put together, one can tell the future. Here's my understanding. The Lovers is quite self-explanatory. It can signify that you have some romance in the near future, possibly with someone nearby. The Tower is a bit more complex. People typically mistake it for destruction, danger, and tragedy. The reality is that it just means an unforeseen change is in your near future. As for Death, it's in the same boat as the Tower. People see death and they get scared, thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna die! But that's not what the card signifies. It just means the ending of something in your life. When read together, I think I understand what the cards are trying to say. Well, what is it? I think it's saying that a new leaf is going to be turned over for you. The ending of your single life, and possibly an unforeseen romance to soon emerge. Are you sure those cards are random, or are you trying to say something? Of course not. I could never fake the cards. I mean, do you wish I planted it that way? My chest begins to tighten as my heart beats out of my chest. Maybe, or maybe it's just fake. Either way, I like the way my future looks. The edges of his ears glow red as he takes a sip of his latte, trying to hide the rest of his cherry face. Your hair looks nice today. Well, it always looks incredible. Why, thank you, Puck. How strong is your hair? Wait, what? Pretty strong, I guess? Good. It means you're taking care of yourself. Seems like you don't need to worry about that death card after all. Yeah. Oh, look at the time. We need to go to class, dear. We both rapidly grab our bags and rush to our classroom. I'll sit next to him? I sit next to Puck. The atmosphere is slightly awkward due to the events at the cafe. As the professor talks on, I find myself losing focus. The lecture is so boring. My eyes are everywhere but my notes. They end up drifting towards Puck, accidentally locking eyes with him several times. He leans over, whispering in a hushed voice so as to not interrupt the lecture. Hey. Looking towards him, I realize he is extending his hand for a thumb war. I oblige. Darling, your hands are incredibly soft. So smooth. Thanks! No problem, darling. Finally, the lecture ends. I pack my stuff up and head to the professor. Excuse me, can we be placed in a group with Puck? Oh, I'm sorry, there's no Puck in this class. What do you mean there's no Puck? What? It must be a mistake. I don't believe so. I could check the roster just in case. Weird. I I guess I'll just head home. Later that evening, I decide to video call Kelly. Maybe she can help me figure this whole thing out. She answers fairly quickly, her face creased slightly with concern. What's up? You don't usually call until later. It's about Puck. Go on. Well, he's really nice and sweet. He offered to group up with me. He compliments me all the time, and he's just such a nice guy. Kelly raises a single eyebrow. Not to mention, he can't seem to stop looking at me. I've caught him staring several times. Lion, don't you think that's a bit creepy? Maybe he's just into me. Alright, just be careful. You're just paranoid. You're paranoid! Kelly, don't worry about it! There's nothing to worry about! I'll be fine, don't worry about it! Just paranoid. Really? Fine, just be careful. The next morning, I wake up and realize I slept through my alarm. I rapidly get ready and head to class. Time for coffee. Upon entering the classroom, I immediately sit next to Puck. Hey! Hello! Do you want to get coffee after class? Haven't had any today. Actually, dear, would you like to try something new? Something new? Yeah, would you like to go on a picnic with me? Sure. Excellent. Yes. And now they're married. See? My tarot readings are never wrong. Aw, that's cute. Wait, how'd we get here? I feel like there's something going on behind the scenes. We'll figure it out soon. That's cute. So, do you have any cute romance stories? Not really, but I'd like to have one. Not really, I've never had a lot of romance in my life. I'd like to have one. Are you flirting with me? Yeah. Well then, I guess it's fair to call this a date. Sitting next to each other in class, Puck holds my hand between the chairs as the professor lectures on about the project. Our quick glances at each other become routine. I can't stop looking into his eyes to get that giddy rush of excitement. He exchanges the glances with a smile, his ears revealing the slightest hint of red. Eventually, the professor's lecture ends and we release our entangled hands to pack our bags. Say, do you have any plans for tonight? You'll be asking me on the second date, then my calendar is clear. Huh, you took the words right out of my mouth. What do you say? You, me, some pizza with a movie? Sounds perfect. Alright, see you then. The excitement from this evening has me floating up in the air as I go to my desk to call Kelly. She answers quickly, her brow furrowing further upon seeing me. Hey, Kelly. Hey, what's the occasion? You seem hyper. I'm going on a date. With Puck. Kelly's eyebrows lift in exasperation, her eyes shifting around the screen looking for something to say. With a hard swallow, she finds something to spit out. Congrats. It sounds more like an I'm sorry than congratulations. Oh, come on. I'll be fine. It's just a date, Kels. I think you're overreacting a bit. I don't know. I just have a really bad vibe about him. Please be careful, Lion. Kelly, he's too sweet to do anything bad. Don't worry. Within a second, Kelly's face suddenly drops as her eyes shrink in horror. A slight gasp leaves her mouth as her lips begin to tremble for the right words. What's wrong? The window. Slowly, I turn to the window. Hi! What are you doing there? Puck? Puck? The lights in my house die all at once as the power leaves. What's going on? Looking down my phone, I watch the bars drop one by one until the X appears, alerting me that the signal has gone out. How is that possible? I know my house is more remote, but the signal cutting off this fast is unheard of. I turn over to my laptop. Kelly! Hey, Kelly! Still there? Wi-Fi signal also begins to die as Kelly's voice chops in and out of my computer speakers. She tries to say her last message. I'm calling ho! The call hangs up. Calling the police through my cell phone is no use, but there's also the landline phone in my kitchen. Maybe that still has a signal. Maybe I should just run. Run where? Bathroom, kitchen, bathroom! Dropping my phone, I find myself in a dead sprint towards the bathroom. The shattering of a glass window is soon followed by the crunching of shoes entering through the passageway. I don't dare to turn back. Just need to get away. I sprint into the bathroom, locking the door behind me, look around the confined space. My brain scatters to find some sort of plan. There's a window. Maybe I can escape through there. But where would I go? There's only a forest until the next house down, which is only a 10-minute walk. Or a 5-minute sprint. I could try trick him, make him think I ran out, and hide in the tub. Hearing the footsteps crunch down the hall, my mind spins to find the right answer and the wrong choices. I've cornered myself and I'm running out of time. What do I do? Hide in the tub! I open the window, putting my foot on the sill to leave a mark, taking off my shoes and tossing them outside. I disconnect all traces of my presence in this room. I crawl my way into the tub, compacting myself as tight as possible into the opposite side of the curtain. The glass on the bottom of Puck's shoes stops grinding on the wooden floor in front of the bathroom door. The knob turns, meeting the click of the lock. 1, 2, 3, 4 turns, each one more aggressive than the last. Covering my mouth, I feel tears fill the pocket between my palm and cheeks. My lungs are forced not to hyperventilate, so as not to alert my location, but the suffocation makes my head go light. The turning of the knob stops as the emptiness of the room silence is soon filled with the sound of moist crunch alongside the dripping of a thick liquid. A hand lays itself on the door, the screws audibly adjusting to the pressure. The door unlocks. Puck's glass-covered shoes scratch themselves along the tile floors, making their way to the window. The stench of damp moss collaborating with iron stings its way into my nose as I watch the shadow walk past the curtain. What is this? Oh my god! His long hair flows alongside the tendrils that spew out from his back. Each one is dripping with viscous liquid that splatters on the floor with every movement made. His path towards the window abruptly stops as the extra limbs backtrack towards the tub. The rest of his body follows as Puck slowly draws his attention towards my location. Your scent is so lovely. I must have you. With one violent pull, he grabs the curtains and rips it off the pole. Without a moment to react, I find my throat wrapped by the tendrils. The gelatinous liquid pours down into my shirt and into the tub as I'm lifted into the air, forced to look into multiple obsessive eyes scanning every inch of me. Struggling only pulls him to tighten as Puck brings me closer to him. Bracing his hand on my face, some of his eyes bend in joy as my neck twists to the edge of its mobility. Good night, Lion. Oh! Oh no! So what if I jump out the window instead? I fling myself out the window with no time to think in that compact bathroom. My legs dig themselves into the dirt below with every footstep being faster than the last. The nerves in my calves are set ablaze as though the tendons are to snap in half. But I couldn't care less. Run. Run as fast as I can from that creep. Beyond my heavy breath, I'm able to catch a glimpse of a sound not too far behind me. Branches snapping, one after the other, at a speed my brain can't comprehend. A viscous liquid snaps itself into the trees alongside the branches, making the other snapping noise almost inaudible. My heart jumps to my throat as the origin of the noise approaches closer to me. Curiosity gets the better of me as I peer over my shoulder to take a look at the rapidly approaching creature. I watch as the creature wraps its tendrils around a nearby tree, its black liquid splattering with the velocity of its grasp. The other limbs swing around the corner, revealing the glossy, hollowed eyes that surge between the falling branches. Within the movement, they lock onto mine as Puck's head turns to reveal the leftovers, his human face transformed into a wet fungal ball, with multiple eyes sunken deep into viscous liquid, looking for their prey. They, too, lock onto me. My lungs lose their breath as the shock punches the air out of them. The blood rushing through my veins expand as I feel their pulse with every step. Keep running. Just keep running. I scan the area in hopes of finding that house. It's nowhere near. Without warning, a moist rope wraps around my neck, causing my ever-running legs to fling up at a sudden stop. The inner lining of my throat slams against each other as I'm lifted into the air. The stench of damp moss, collaborating with iron, stings its way into my nose as it slowly retracts, bringing me back to Puck. I'm forced to look into multiple obsessive eyes, scanning every inch of me. Bracing his hands on my face, some of his eyes bend in joy as my neck twists to the edge of its mobility. Good night, Lion. Oh. Well, I died again. Okay, this time I'm gonna run to the kitchen. Dropping my phone, I find myself in a dead sprint towards the kitchen. The shattering of a glass window is soon followed by the crunching of shoes entering through the passageway. I don't dare to turn back. I just need to get away. Rounding the corner of the countertop, my sporadic steps leave me sliding on the tile floor. Puck's shoes meticulously crush the window's glass shards across the hardwood floor, tapping their way down the hall towards my location. With an array of tools at my disposal, I rummage through the drawers to find anything that could possibly help me. It's too dark to see, as I am only able to get glimpses of the utensils metal from the dim moonlight coming through the windows behind me. Out of the corner of my eyes, the white paint of the landline phone shines like a beacon. Could it possibly work? Is a signal on that powerful enough for a call to help? As I shift to take a further glance, The edge of my fingers grazed the cold metal of a chef's knife's blade inside a drawer. What if no one comes in time? The glass shredding the floor with each of Puck's steps gets muffled as a new sound begins to emerge. It's out of sight. The moist crack of bones is accompanied by a gelatinous liquid splattering upon the floor. It inches closer to the edge of the hallway until a hand grips the corner of the wall, covered in a dense black liquid. It drenches the paint and begins to seep down, feeding an ever-growing puddle crawling its way from the depths of the corridor. I only have a couple moments to react. Grab knife, call for help. I'm gonna call for help. I shut the drawer in front of me and run over to the landline, turning my back away from the horrors behind me. With my mind scattered every direction, the number of the local stations get lost in the noise. I need to call for anyone. My whole arm trembles as I'm able to stabilize my fingers to dial 911. My heart falls to the floor while I'm listening to the sound of a dead line. The blood in my veins grow thick as I can feel every inch of the arteries pulse in fear. How? How can the landline be dead too? This can't be happening. I hung up the phone and dialed again, some part of me hoping that maybe I had done something wrong the first time, only to be greeted by that dead hum once again. The reek of damp moss flows into my nose with a slight gasp. A metallic scent enters my mouth and hangs in the back of my throat. Staring at the dials, a figure in the corner of my eyes catches my attention. Looking up at the kitchen island, I'm met with a horrendous figure. Hi, how are you doing? Puck's mutilated face shifts with a moist fungal overlay that holds multiple obsessive eyes, each one of them staring into my own. The tendrils that spout from his back adjust so that their eyes can glare at me too. Every inch of movement causes the liquid to detach and drench the counter. The scream swelling up in my throat cries to be released, but as the air enters my lungs, one of the inhuman limbs shoot towards me. It wraps around my throat. The ooze spreads through the pressure as it continues to squeeze until the inner lining of my throat connects. In one forceful tug, my head slams into the granite with a vicious crack erupting out of my ears. Through the leftovers of my blood vision, I watch as Puck's eyes bend in joy. The tendrils once again snap with tension as it smashes my head into the table again and again and again. The blood seeping down my face drips into my blinded eyes. My brain pulses into the walls of my skull, swelling and begging to break free. Looking for any sense to latch onto, I find myself feeling Puck's soft hand graze across my face, a final act of mercy before the limbs readjust, finding leverage. My neck twists to the edge of its mobility. Good night, Lion. Lord, what fools these mortals be. Well, we're gonna go for the true ending, and then we'll go for the ending which we missed, okay? I'm gonna grab the knife! Even if there's a signal, no one will come in time. The aroma of damp moss collaborating with metallic sting floats through the air like a siren of the approaching danger. I look down the drawer, wrapping my sweat-drenched hands around the handle of the blade. A part of my mind forced my hand to hesitate, unable to pull it out of the drawer and unlock the potential of violence. But a dark figure at the edge of my vision robs me of that thought. Peering beyond my eyelids, I get a vision of the horrific creature before me. Hi, welcome in. Puck's mutilated face shifts with the moist fungal overlays that holds multiple obsessive eyes, every one of them staring into my own. The tendrils that spout from his back adjust so their eyes can glare at me too. Every inch of movement causes the liquid to detach and drench the counter. The screams swelling up in my throat cries to be released as the air enters my lungs. One of the inhuman limbs shoot towards me. It wraps around my throat. The ooze spreads through the pressure as it continues to squeeze until the inner linings of my throat connects. All thoughts scatter in my mind except for one. Let go of me. In one sharp jab, the blade carves through the gelatinous exterior and drives into his flesh. A multi-voiced shriek escapes from the head as I dig deeper, past the flesh into his organs. Viscous ooze sprays onto my shirt, and the iron scent finding its way into my heaving mouth, hanging in the back of my throat. It pours down my fingers, puddling into my palms and passaging down my sleeves. Putting a foot on his chest for leverage, I tear the blade out of the black abyss. The inhuman limbs releases its grip on my neck, dropping me onto the tile. Welp. The liquid pours out his side while he stumbles to find some strength. His eyes meet mine, curving themselves in sorrow. My love, It's your heart, not beat. The same way. It's mine dead. I grabbed the knife on the floor, following his every movement with the edge of the blade. I see. Till next time, my dear. With one large heave from the extra limbs, Puck picks himself off the floor. His slow and heavy steps guide him as he returns to the window he once entered from, and leaves into the surrounding forest. A couple of seconds later, he leaves. The power roars to life once again. It's only moments later that the sirens of multiple police cars pulls their way around the house. The officers force themselves through the front door, finding my shocked state on the kitchen floor. The knife still brandished in my hand. Disarming me of my knife, they bring me outside and wrap blankets around my cold body. Kelly's car pulls into the driveway. She races out past the police tape, holding me in her arms. For a moment, she's baffled by the viscous black liquid that covers my torso, but the concern is briefly brushed off as I begin to sob in her arms. Kelly explained she called the cops as soon as our call went out, and that she came as soon as possible. Is that me? Next to Kelly? Oh wait, no, that's the cop. The officer questioned Kelly and I about the events, about a broken window, about a power outage, about the ooze that trails through the hall and the splatters in the kitchen, some of which I have clear answers to. Others can be explained by the incomprehensible horrors that ran through my house this night. I answered in slow and incoherent lines of words that could be considered a sentence. My mind wanders somewhere else. That thing is out there, waiting for me, waiting for its love, or possibly searching for its new love. Either way, I now know the Cupid that haunts the forest, looking for new blood to spill, and another heart to take. Adding 5. If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Anyway, that was coincidence. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to play this game for yourself, link to the game will be in the description below. Unfortunately, I can't really show you like ending 1 because there seems to be a bug in the game where I can't really get to ending 1. I'm not entirely sure how to get to it, but hey, if you guys want to figure it out yourself, hey, you can go ahead, play it yourself. And yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion signing off. Ciao.